We're live again.
We are live. You all have conquered Candlemere Island. It officially can count as a keep if you conquer the island in terms of mechanics.
Yeah, we have to go clear and claim it.
hmm Oh no, it is cleared
Oh, claim it. Okay, yeah.
manually.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we could manually do that. Okay. All right. Swag.
You guys are in the top of the building. I imagine observing how to get that statue out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even the water clock.
Yeah, because the water clock is heavy. Um, I think in this moment of like us kind of coming down from that fight and getting back into the logistics of like clearing this place out and like how we're gonna try to bring people back into it. I actually think that before we even get back to the boat, I actually think while we're still up here, Daya's gonna go up to Perry and kind of touch them on the elbow, and I think he's gonna open it very plainly and kind of just like look up at Perry and say, Peroshka, can we talk?
Uh, Perry is going to look at him with a smile, but tired eyes, and says, "Of course."
I think Daya picks his words kind of carefully, and I think he starts with, I didn't realize you were looking for someone.
Ah, ah, yes. I think Perry has a minute of like kind of looking out at everyone and not really saying anything, but like pondering before kind of lowering his voice more and saying, "I got a notice from my father."
I heard the name and I feel like I knew.
I think she went missing because of me.
Would she have left?
No, Triads can't. They are not supposed to leave a certain area, otherwise things can be bad for them. I got the note not too long after the encounter where the gnome took my name. The name that is supposed to be secret.
I think that Daya. I feel like Perry is trying to talk about it in a way that's very, like, contained and very quiet. But, like, I think that Daya actually goes to put both hands on the side of Perry's head to, like, put their foreheads together. I think that Daya is gonna say, I think that he is going to say, might know it, he might have it, but that's still your name and it's still her name. And then I think he looks a little lost for a second, but I think that he goes to say with a kind of shaky conviction, we'll find her. We can find her. What's the point of all this power if we can't?
I think throughout this conversation, as they've been talking, Perry kept the smile in place. That makes it falter a little bit, and their eyes get a little watery. And they just kind of look at him for a bit before the smile is back. Tears kind of rolling down his cheeks, but he's not sobbing. He says, I found out she was a criminal.
I mean, by definition. Aren't we all a little bit?
She tried to kill one of the very beings that I worship.
What?
She fought against the Elder Gods, my love.
They're called the Eldest.
Oh, the Eldest, there we go. Sorry.
Sorry, hold on. I think I've been if I've heard this, I think I forgot it. And I think Dea would say this more eloquently, but just as startled, I literally think Dea's first thought is they can do that.
Perry kind of shrugs as like this might as well. And he's laughing, but it's like a bit of a manic laugh.
Yeah, fair. Sorry. Every day Dea learns something against his will that makes him be like, this might as well happen.
Yeah.
This might as be how the world works. Well, all that shows to me is that she must be very strong. In the same way that you are.
You are very kind to me. I feel better about my chances knowing that you are helping, though.
I'm glad it might be all I can do, but it's the least I can. You're taking it a lot better than I would in your situation. So that's all I meant.
Thank you.
Dea's just gonna kind of... Again, I know that this is probably gonna maybe stick out a little bit the longer that we're here, but I do think that Dea sticks really close to Perry for a little bit longer after this before trying to move on.
I do think... I was gonna say one other thing.
Okay.
Looking back at the party, looking back at Dea, can I ask you a favor?
This is when you find out Dea is a sopping wet lover boy. Because he would be the kind of person that he would say anything for you.
Aww. Perry is going to say, so, a part of my worship is to keep my intentions close to the chest. However, I would like to tell the others about this. I want them to know. Can you tell them for me? Then
Oh
I'm not the
my
one sharing my
God.
intentions.
I mean, of course, I think that's a clever loophole. I mean, truthfully, I guessed, you know?
Perry is going to land several kisses across the side of his face in rapid succession before walking with a pep in his step.
Nice. Slay. I think that... I do think that Dea... I don't know if... This technically wasn't a part of the bargain, but I think Dea would read this as like, okay, preferably then I should explain it when Perry isn't here. So Perry is even less implicated in this potential sin.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think, obviously it depends on what Gala and Warwick are doing, but I think before we leave, Dea will take the time to have a conversation with them. I just don't want to keep yapping.
No, definitely. I don't think that Warwick, at least, is doing anything too intensive right now. He's probably looking around with you guys to see how we were going to get this stuff out, but then I think when everyone kind of broke off, I think that he sat down with Grace and kind of was cleaning off the blood and gore from
she's
her.
kind of gross
And
right
then,
now.
like just as like a flavor thing, I think he might have taken a few minutes to try to find like a nice tasty rat for her after that.
Yeah. That's cute.
Oh, nice. I think maybe like sensing that they wanted like privacy, and then Warwick's taking care of his birdie girl. I think Gala will probably just take some time trying to look at like the frescoes in more detail, trying to make a cool piece of elven history, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's very long lost.
Yeah, like it's
I wanted
what an
to
incredible
ask.
find.
I wanted to ask, how would Gala feel about this? She would know personally that one of Kionan's biggest goals ever is to just get back everything they lost.
Yeah, it's this it's a lot of, I think, maybe like complicated feelings, because I don't think that Galilea necessarily has like a, like in the sense that Dea is very like patriotic to his like to is it, I forget which one he prefers of Restov or Brevoy.
Restov is the town. Rosslyn is the region that he doesn't
Rosslyn.
use Brevoy to talk about Rosslyn.
Okay.
Thank you for remembering.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. I knew it was a thing, but yeah. So like, kind of like in how like Day would be the type, like if someone misspoke, it'd be like like if it was someone like especially who's comfortable with, it'd be like no, like Rosslyn. She doesn't necessarily have that same like patriotic attachment to it, but there is this sense of like, I think maybe not. When I say she has a sense of that, she almost understands why they want to reclaim it.
Yeah.
As she like as like she looks at this like ancient history, even to elves, of like, oh, it would be a crime to not let them have this, but the risk is also letting them get a foothold that could potentially hinder us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that this place is even standing is a very big testament to the statue of the goddess of architecture that you literally saw downstairs.
Yeah.
Starfall happened forever ago. That was a long time ago.
That,
yeah.
Let me see if I can find an exact date, because it's like more than like 2000 at this
Yeah,
point.
it's multiple millennia. It's like comparable to something from like BCE.
Yeah, like it is very much like if we were looking at like ancient Greece or ancient Roman things, of like, it's incredible that there's even anything still here.
Exactly. And it's like we can stand in it. You know?
Yeah, we can go up in it. Like it wouldn't take much to make this habitable again.
Yeah, exactly. It could even be
So
restored.
so it's just like this thing of just kind of like, oh, there was like this, because like I think she had like this sense of detachment from this ancient history of Gyeonin because she's 76 or
Mhm.
something. Like
Yeah.
she's a little too young, especially in the elvish scope of things, to really understand what it means.
Mhm.
It is always different to stand next to something that is older than generations of your family
Mhm.
and realize what that scope of history looks like and the value of it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, so I think she's just having this like like it's like a true sense of awe that I think helps distract from the fact that this interaction in the keep has been awful because she has really hated the mind altering effects
Yeah.
that she's been experiencing.
Mhm.
It's, I think, helping distract from that, but there is like this thing as she sees this value and is like, I have a responsibility though to put Luma first, and I have to figure out what that means here.
Yeah. I think about that a lot. I think about that a lot.
Mhm.
Just a very like quiet, like
Mhm.
if people are looking at her, she's like got like this like it's just like, are you like good? You need to do this.
Where's the one cat that like looks like it's zoning out? The white cat.
I don't know. Yeah, she probably looks like she's almost like she's probably like has like stood at this staring at like a fresco. If you saw her face, she'd probably look like she's full disassociating. And it's like, are you good?
Midge fucking snaking up like, hey.
How y'all
Hey.
doing?
That was crazy.
Mhm.
Also covered in blood because of
Yeah.
all of
We're
us, all of
fucked
us
up
covered
right
in
now.
blood.
Yes,
Man.
you are still all very much drained. This is Gala, by the way. It wasn't
Yeah.
a white cat; it was a black cat. But it really is just like all of you have punctures in your neck.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You're all drained.
Everything smells like copper. Everything smells like blood.
Oh, it's so stinky.
Yeah.
It's so stinky in this room.
We are going to have many a bath.
I think that Dea, after the conversation with Perry, probably takes a lot of care to go collect Warwick and Galileo. Just for like flavor, I do think that like Dea has like this instinct to kind of fuss over people that he cares about. So I think it would be like small things like trying to get like a bit of. I just keep thinking about how we're all covered in blood. The idea of trying to like help like pat off or detangle a bit of like Warwick's hair while getting him over to Galileo, or like trying to like touch Galileo. I know we've had a conversation in character about like where Dea was like, what are things I can do to help you if you are dissociating? So the idea of like Dea doing that because he can't tell if she is actually here or not. I think it's small things that he would do, and
Yeah, I think like maybe like Day just like grabs her hand or something. She just like after a moment just like kind of squeezes it back. It's just like, right. Are we ready to go?
I assume so. I have been given a bit of leeway to talk to you both about something a little important.
Is it the Cecilia Sycamore thing?
It is.
I was wondering about that.
I was alarmed when I heard that. I knew before this that Sycamore is, they would say was, they are a Sycamore. And their mother is a Sycamore. So I was worried on what that could mean, and I'm a bit, you know, I don't know very many dryads, but there can't be too many of the same kind running around when you also... It was just a coincidence that I was aware of, and it's what I feared. Perry's mother is missing, having left where I assume her tree is, and they've been keeping a pretty closed lip on it this whole time.
Why are you the one telling us this?
Probably the same reason why Perry never mentioned it before. Their faith deals with secrets. It's, I imagine, one of the main components of why the Tristian diary incident happened, or why Perry likes to ask questions and be, you know, nosy, and not usually to an insane degree, but in the same lieu, they don't share things very often. I didn't even learn their family name until we were together. So I suppose they wanted a bit of a workaround as a way to share it with you without having to do it themselves.
It's very clever.
It is. It's a loophole that I think can potentially help us with this situation. However we end up. And I think that... Sorry, go
ahead. How did Perry find out?
He was told in a... I was told the missive was from his dad, right, Sarah?
Yes.
Please respond. Okay, thank you. Their father told them, which means whatever is going on with their mother is not affecting their father.
Okay.
I'm not sure. They didn't tell me exactly how much to tell you, but I will also say I don't... I was told that their mother is someone who has been in a bit of trouble in the past. So anything that could be happening with them to me seems like something that would be very high on the chain.
What?
Attempted deicide.
Can you do that?
I asked the exact same thing, you know, and apparently it is something you can try to do.
I mean,
Is this allowed?
How was
Is this
she-
allowed?
yeah.
And she didn't die?
That's what I'm
Instantly?
saying. That's what I'm saying. So
Uh-oh.
to me, it's not like a situation of someone came along and got her. I feel like there is something bigger afoot, perhaps.
Actually, I'm going to do something really quick.
Oh, fascinating.
Ooh.
Sorry you have to listen to us gossip about you, Perry.
I'm not gonna lie, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
I love
Based on
hearing
the
it.
fucking chuckles that are coming from Sarah's end.
Ruh-roh.
Gala.
Yeah.
I twirl you in my hair.
Oh,
So
no.
here's the thing. We're going to talk about this really quick.
Okay.
This is me, Ash, in your brain, as your conscious for Gala. Gala, you do not think Perry would see it any other way. You do think that Perry would see the eldest as gods. They aren't gods. They are
Yeah, they
demigods.
aren't. Yeah, okay.
It is very possible for somebody to kill them. You do not imagine Perry would see it any other way, though, as they are very strong.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're definitely on the line of like at what point does a person become so powerful that they're anything less than a god. I do think that distinction is actually very important. Hang on.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't technically attempted deicide if they're not technically gods.
I suppose that distinction is fair. I suppose I was trying to illustrate that I think that what worries me about the situation is that makes me think that this dryad can handle herself.
If she
Because
is
to
still
stand
on
toe
the...
to toe with them and survive.
Even standing
means
toe to toe with the
something.
level of a demigod is...
Or even a spirit, we've come to learn that there is a wide breadth of how powerful Fae can be. But you... They just
I
kind of like makes a face
also-
and looks lost. The situation's a lot.
I also want to add, Gala, because you rolled a critical success on this religion
Oh
check,
shit.
you would have an idea
Ooh.
of what eldest Perry is revering in order to avoid committing
Oh, like-
anathema.
Okay.
Oh, that's right,
yeah,
because I
great.
mentioned it. I mentioned the thing.
Yeah, I can be like, oh, the secret's eldest. Oh, that one, the eldest that collects the secrets.
You would imagine it could either be, and I'm going to copy paste these words because I like you.
Thank
Don't Google them.
I will not.
Heart. The
I will
elements were
not.
basically only expanded upon in Kingmaker.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
If
all the
you need
first world
information-
connections.
If you need any information, I will do it the way I gave it to Sarah, where I will read to you common knowledge.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if being bloody in a tower is the best location to really have this discussion, but I don't think Galilea cares about that, actually.
Yeah, I think Dea is just like, I need to talk to my friends. This is fucked up. This is fucked up, isn't it?
You're also still having this conversation while Grace is in the middle of eating a rat.
That's fine. I'm just not looking at her. She can do whatever she wants over there.
She's on work.
I
Are the fucked up rats here magic? I know my snake wanted a magic rat. I should look into that.
Oh my
Whoa.
God.
Oh,
Okay, so these are three
different
could be
ones.
three
Yeah.
different ones. Okay, so
3 gods that you would be like, oh, they like secrets. They like obscuring truth.
My brain instantly went to first name, alignment, title.
That is-
Yeah, neutral good.
Ironically, the hot link on that god's thing, which is if you are
Really
looking for the
funny.
neutral good alignment, it is
Yeah.
that's really funny. Okay. Then I guess maybe the thing I want to know with this cuz critical success. I guess I want to know with these options how are there any ways to press Perry for any more information he might know without
Oh, that's a good question.
putting him in
all of
danger?
You can.
danger is not the correct word. It would be committing anathema, which
Yeah.
means
Yeah,
that
that's what I
Perry
mean.
may or may not have to do a ritual to cleanse.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the way that it sounds like to me, at least how deities work in Pathfinder, it's not even a situation of like, you shouldn't do this unless like you're like at risk, like being tortured. It's even if you're being tortured, doing it your god wouldn't like.
Okay.
It's
So the only
If you
workaround is
want-
finding information from someone else. Sorry, go ahead, Sarah.
oh, you're fine. Because if you're wanting to ask questions generally, Perry can answer completely freely. The two big things that his fucking eldest wants him to do is to not share his name, which is why only Dan knew the full name previously,
Yeah.
and to hide what his goals are.
Which you know all of these do. In
Okay.
some way or another. Obscuring the truth
Okay.
or hiding goals, all of them do. So you
So if we asked about his mom or his dad, it would not apply. Unless one of his goals is related to that.
I think
Unless.
the way that it sounds like to
a
me
big unless.
is I think we could ask information about them, but like I don't think we could ask like to me it sounds like
if it's like
because if the goal is trying to
like
find
if it-
her, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? We can't. I don't think we can
Yeah,
ask her for any
exactly.
serious information unless it has to do with like her past, maybe. But I don't know if Perry knows that
yeah.
because Perry didn't know a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sorry, Bay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. And the nature of goals is changes sometimes when different priorities
Yeah.
surface, like your mother becoming missing. Anyway,
Mhm.
crazy. Okay.
if you would like, I will. I can't do it right now, but
Mhm.
I can give you a big gullibaloo about all of these later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like just something that
Mhm.
maybe I could use as a potential reference later. This is not going to be a single conversation activity, so it will be useful later.
Mhm.
Since this has started, Perry is going to start trying to find ways to give information and loopholes that don't involve him just giving it to you.
I
You're a
cannot wait.
Yeah, you're
Oh
Faye,
no, I
figure it out.
dropped my diary.
That's so crazy! Wow, I learned a
Oh
lot of
my
secrets
God,
about Tristan through a
wow.
diary. That's so crazy that you found my diary that I hide so well. Wow.
Wow, that's
Wow.
crazy.
Well, you don't read it.
Oh my God, you
Yeah,
stole
you
my
like
you stole a paper from my wallet that had all of the secret information I have about my mom. That's so crazy.
That's so crazy. Wow.
crazy. Surely me being devoted to secrets has nothing to do with the way I'm acting right now. Please. Don't. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Then I think like just kind of coming back to the conversation.
Yeah.
That God, I just kind of it will be difficult navigating some of this. There are not very many ways to. I mean, it really depends on how much Perry actually knows about his mother, but
There has to be
So-
information somewhere.
yeah, maybe we could try reaching out to his father.
Wait a second. We could, but also if she tried to fight the eldest would know things about her. The competition. That competition
the
where you get
Wild
asked
Hunt.
something. Yes.
Only Faye can go, so I think
Only
only
Perry could.
Perry and Jubilast can go.
Yeah. So, okay.
Be worth. Maybe it's just a matter of finding the right question.
The right question, the right person,
I need-
finding their
I need-
father. Sorry, go ahead.
I need to add a citation. Only Fae are invited.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh! So can you just roll up?
It would.
Only Fae
It
are
would-
invited, and only Fae can ask the question.
Oh, so we can help Perry. Oh my god, wait.
We could. There is like, I don't know if there's like the Fae etiquette stuff has transferred over. I don't know how much of that has transferred over to Pathfinder, but dealing with an uninvited guest, like
Yes.
being an uninvited guest is not like the coolest thing.
Yeah, that's fair. We can figure things out. Me as Panini, I would feel bad stealing this thing from Jubilas if Jubilas wants to win, but also it's options. You know what I mean?
Also, yeah,
Since
yeah.
we know why Jubilas wants to do it, that's kind of a really good reason.
In case anybody forgot, Jublos wants to find the answer to the bleaching.
Yeah.
which helps his
Yeah,
entire
that's a
fucking
really
race.
big
Yeah.
question.
It's very like big picture.
Yeah.
Where how can I cure this disease that afflicts my people versus where's my mom at?
Yeah, and that's fair. And I think that Dea is just throwing out ideas because I think that it's
No, I like
readable
it,
in this
please.
conversation that Dea doesn't know how to handle this, but is distressed by the situation. You know what I mean? Man.
Man.
Well, I don't know. It might be worthwhile to ask Perry first before we make any contact with his father. Though I don't know. His father might might be a bit secretive as well. If kind of considering the situation.
Yeah, I think trying to ask anything is worthwhile. I think that's a good idea. I worry that he might not know much if he knew where she was. I'm not sure he would have told Perry that he didn't. But I think that that's a really good thought line, and it's easy. And sure we can try to ask around the grapevine through other fae. I mean, how many dryads can there be for sycamore trees? Really? Dea, who doesn't know anything about fae still.
Yeah, huh?
Well, Dea's mind, Dea's like, well, yeah, there's probably more than one, but there can't be more than, like, I don't know, 10 maybe?
10?
Dea doesn't know
In the
anything about
whole
fae. He's a
world.
crafter. There's 10
have to
sycamore
make a
trees in the
meme,
whole
hang on.
world.
It's just a sycamore dryad. How many could there be?
Well, not every tree has to have a dryad, right? That's not how that works, right?
For every forest, there's supposedly 6 dryads.
Oh my god.
Okay, well,
That
not
is,
all of them can have a
wow.
sycamore dryad.
This is true. Dryads are very hard to find below Galt. Fun fact.
Okay, swag. So like, yeah, so
Like
it's,
the
there'll be a handful, but there shouldn't be like 500, in my opinion. They
There's
can
probably
fit.
500 in the first world.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
fuck,
first
what if
world
she's in
probably
the
has a
first
little
world?
bit of there's
Yeah.
probably a little bit of different rules going on.
Oh, I didn't even think
yeah.
about that. Oh,
Yeah.
Periwinkle, what have you done? Perry didn't do anything. Ash is the one that
Yeah,
did
it's
this,
not-
but I am like, God.
It's not Perry's fault. His
Maybe
parents
why'd
are
you let
both
your mom get
criminals.
kidnapped?
Yeah.
He legitimately is blaming it on himself. Don't tell him that.
Ah.
I would never
Yeah.
say that to him.
He will break down into tears.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I think she's gotten in trouble all on her own. I don't even think it's just you. I'm gonna be honest. It seems like the consequences of her own actions. I'm sorry if that's mean about your mom.
Nah, I mean, if she made herself fucking notable enough that going up to, at this point, 2 random fae and just saying Sycamore, then being like, oh, that's Sycamore?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Shakes
I
you.
wonder if the eldest just found her ass after this long, and we're just like,
They
hey,
could
girly.
Do you think that's why they
My-
went? That's why they broke into Kyonen? Didn't they break into Kyonen for a little bit? I don't know that
What?
Yeah, because it
actually.
was the. Because if I remember correctly, Gala. The thing that Gala found out about Perry's dad, that he's a criminal because he tried sneaking in a non-elf. Supposedly that non-elf
Yeah, that
being
Mhm.
is
Perry's
what.
mom.
Could have been the High
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Interesting.
interesting.
Is Gala going to bring that up, perhaps?
Yeah, can I know that in character?
I mean, yeah, sorry. I'm trying to find like a normal
No, you're
way
okay.
to be like.
I'm not annoyed at all. I was just curious.
It's just like I'm just like, okay, what's like a good way to be like, oh, like, because like, being like, oh well, you know, it makes sense they're together because they're both criminals.
Yeah, I was also about to say. Also, they're both
Oh my
Yeah,
criminals.
God. Like,
I was
what's-
fully expecting you to say that actually.
I'm like, I don't think Gallo's that much of a like bitch. I don't know. But like, it's not so out of character. It's just enough where I'm like, it's a little bit of a stretch. It's just I just gotta stretch a little bit.
You could also word it at this point, since this has come to your attention now, of being like,
Yeah.
I also know this other thing. Are
Yeah,
you aware
sorry.
of this other thing?
Yeah.
probably
Yeah. Hang
know.
on. Yeah.
Okay. Recollecting. Getting
Yeah,
the character in
sorry.
soup.
Soup.
Okay. Okay. I think she just is like they're just like talking about maybe like different options of how they could try to get more information about this problem about this person they all very much care for. It's like, well, was the only thing Perry told you about was his mother?
Well, that was what the situation was about. I know the father
They
sent
didn't-
them a letter.
Okay.
What do you know? Baroness Boone, what are you not telling me?
I was gonna say, can Perry hear this really quick? Where's Perry?
I imagine. Because I imagine that this was happening on the first floor where Gala was looking at
Yeah.
all the stuff.
Yeah.
I imagine Perry is on the second floor, but near the staircase.
Mm,
Yeah.
listening in, a very devout guy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, I just
Perfect.
needed to say that you absolutely can hear this. Continue, Sarah. Hannah.
Yeah, so Perry's father is also considered a criminal to Kyonen.
What?
Hmm.
Both of them?
Well, no, I don't think it's on the same level personally.
Mm.
Perhaps some Kyonen elves might think so. For the crime of sneaking in a non-elf into Kyonen. So it was probably it's very I kind of assumed it was Perry's mother because we know she's a dryad.
Mhm.
So
I want to mention to everybody but Gala, this probably would be insane because the only thing that you two would know Kyonen for is nobody goes in Kyonen.
Yeah, I think that also sounds insane, the idea of like getting arrested for having I personally think the idea of having only elves allowed in Kyonen is insane, so I also think that Dea would find it insane.
Like, I think Gallo would be able to take this and be like, yes, that is a crime. I understand that this is a crime. I do not agree that it is a crime. For Warwick and Dea, I think it would be like, holy shit, somebody
Yeah.
managed this.
Yeah.
Somebody fucking cracked the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Because many people attempt this.
Mhm.
Gala probably would hear about the people that do manage to do it. I genuinely think it's just like a context of culture,
Mhm.
not to like control your characters. I do think this would be much bigger news to Warwick and Dea than it would be to Gala.
It does feel like
in
that to me. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I was gonna say it probably makes sense to that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Keonan potentially even tries to suppress like news of outsiders managing it to be like, hey, we want to make sure
Mhm.
people don't want to do this, so we want to make sure people think it's hard as hell. So
Yeah.
if we won't, I don't know.
Psyop.
Yeah, like psyop for real. Like, hey,
Yeah.
if you never fucking talk about this, we won't punish you severely. How does that
Mhm.
sound?
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I think she does say it like kind of like that, where it's like, oh, like talking about the crime isn't great, but like I don't agree with it. But like, yeah, so he's technically a criminal.
Do you think it's connected? The situation?
Well, it might Maple! Are you hang on, sorry.
Galilea's seeing the delusions.
By the way, the elf isn't there anymore. It's okay. It's okay now.
Okay. There is not. It's the dryad named Sycamore, not a dryad named Maple.
Yeah. It's not a maple.
Oh, I need to make a dryad named Maple.
I was gonna
Maple,
say.
no. I need to make a dryad named Maple just to drive Hannah insane now.
Hannah, if any of this isn't funny, I'm sorry.
Hannah's dealing with punishing Maple. How does Parrot feel?
Yeah, how do you feel right now? You're by yourself.
I was expecting him to
Yeah.
run down the stairs and be like, "What?"
He's plopped his ass down on the ground.
Yeah.
Oof.
I just keep thinking about how this means that Perry knew absolutely nothing about his parents, despite living with them for 100 years by themselves, like just the three of them, and you knew nothing about them. That's insane.
Truly, he did not. And because, like, growing up and everything, like, he knows his parents did not tell him much about their lives before him. But he didn't think it was because they were criminals, nevertheless, on the scale of trying to kill demigods.
Wait a second. Wait, no, Sarah. Wait, hold on. Wait a second. This whole time they were like, oh, we have to hide you because people don't like
Yep.
Fae. And I'm not saying that people do like Fae, but what if it's also just they were hiding?
That is 100% what it is. I think it was a twofold thing, and they explained it away by being like, we're in a country where specifically Fae are like actively hunted.
That is, sorry, you could talk more about how you feel.
Um,
I can't even fathom how Perry feels right now.
I have amazing
It's-
news. None of you know anything about your families. This is gonna be a theme.
Don't worry.
God bless.
Daya hasn't realized it. I understand this. A lot of Daya's relationship with his parents they take really good care of me, and I'm very thankful for them. And that's it.
Man.
Sorry, she
Welcome
started
back.
barking like she was getting like hurt, and I was like, but it's just that all the neighborhood dogs are having a moment, so
Oh,
she
sometimes that
gets to
happens.
be downstairs.
She's
having
hearing the call. Everybody's got the call going out.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah. Daya had asked if they might be connected.
Yeah, and I think Daya was trying to say like, because like the idea of like, oh, the person being smuggled in could be Perry's mom. I think Daya's angle is like, what if like these two situations are connected? Like, what if the reason
Mhm.
why he even tried to sneak her into Keonan was because of the attempted finger quotes Daya side, the trying to fight the eldest situation. Like they could be wrapped up into one whole big situation.
Right. I mean, it definitely could be. I think that it could be. I just kind of assumed that. I mean, originally when I heard about it, I kind of assumed it was just wanting to be together, but Keonan would be a pretty decent place to hide someone because it's a very exclusive kingdom.
Yeah, no one really goes in. Well, generally, compared to other places like here.
It's true enough. But that's why I wonder if Perry's father is also maybe keeping things secret.
He could be. I think you're right, Galilei. I think we need to find him.
It'd be a start, at least, and he probably knows potentially the most.
And if we can't find him, at the very least, we can try to entice him to come here.
Yeah, I think that would be fine.
Can I ask something? Can I ask, Boric, how does it feel hearing about all of this stuff with like family secrets? And hearing about stuff that's like you were a mercenary on the road.
I think it feels like so far beyond him. Like, like this is really big, right? Like this is like, oh my god, your mom tried to fucking kill a demigod. Like that's already like holy shit. But like family secrets, both of them being criminals, like trying to find them again and like reconnect with them and like figure out what's going on is like all just so far above his head. I think it's like when you hear someone talk about like both of my parents are still together and blah 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 and this that the other, you're like, I can't even imagine what that would be like.
I touches between our noses. I understand. I understand. I feel it in my bones. I understand the ooze you're dropping in front of me. Yeah, no. I'm just curious, especially with a parent, random sister that popped into your life. I was just curious.
Definitely. And I think like it's making him think on if there was anything, because it was just him and her for so long, and like he knows on some level that she was like doing stuff that he also wasn't aware of, but it's like even thinking about that now is just like, and so what if there was, because there's nothing you can do about that now.
It's not even like you
Yeah,
can ask her.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The only way that you could like ask about her too is if you went back to Patax.
Yeah. So I think it just makes him think about the relation that he suddenly has.
I was just curious. I was just curious. I am also curious about Gala and Dea for different reasons. I was just curious because I was just like, we got a Orphan here.
Yeah, he's been by
Yeah.
himself for so many years that he's like, wow, your mom, huh? That's crazy.
Oh, I had a mom once.
And then she died.
Which I don't even know if really anybody besides Dea knows much about that.
Yep.
I don't think so. The only thing that people have really kind of got is that he was called a criminal, and then nobody ever really like followed up with him on that.
Yeah, God, that's
everybody
right.
cared. just
Was
accepted
like,
it.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lie. Because
They
everybody's
just
either
they
like,
just said
that's
either that's a
or it's
lie or
whatever.
like, so what if it was? Who cares? And he's like,
Yeah.
you guys, he was lying about everything else, but that was true.
What? It's very much like a, oh no, he's like taking things that maybe have truth, but like is very much putting them in a bad light or like over exaggerating them. So it's like, okay, so what? He stole a loaf of bread? Okay.
No, like he actively robbed people on the streets.
Huh? What?
Don't ask where he got grades
That's what
from.
happened.
Yeah. Anyway.
I was also just curious from the point of view of Dea because you have law-abiding parents,
Yeah.
essentially.
I think it's. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think it's really interesting to Dea because I think that to Dea it feels really interesting because I think that because Dea is so close with his parents, he is like, I feel extremely close to them. Like, he really reveres them, and he has spent a large amount of his time, like, with them, with at least one of them 24/7, because of how often he had to be, like, taken care of when he was younger. That the idea that you could live with someone for so long and not know what they did before you were born, I think is like I don't want to say it is something that is going to affect the next time he talks to like his mom, but I think it will actually.
Well, that's fair.
Like, I think it's a very interesting idea, the idea of being like, I think it is very normal sometimes when you have parents that you consider, when like that trust and idyllic sense of parenthood hasn't been cracked for you, where you don't 100% see your parents as people yet. And I feel like this is a situation that is happening with Dea right now, where he is like, oh, they probably have been able to get up to stuff like this if they wanted to, but like Dea normally follows the law, so I don't think he would have ever thought that that's the thing that happened.
And Gala, I'm curious about you because you don't really know anything about your parents. Most of your connection to your family actually comes from your brother. You don't even know your youngest sibling.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, because they're 15 or something.
They're
So
like
baby.
baby. They're probably like barely 9 years old in our years.
Hang on, I had a funny joke, but I need to get it out before I get at things. It was just that. It was just about Dea being a square. So I do think it's kind of interesting because there's not a big factor of why Gala is kind of so disconnected from a lot of her family was a result of her chronic condition and also just time, because she's got a big age gap between all of her siblings, but that was by design. Because why? If I could live forever, why would I have 5 kids under 5? Fuck that. But it is a thing of, you know, when you're not really there anyway, it's not like it really mattered. So I think she was able maybe to develop a little bit of something with her parents, but it's kind of like, if you ever try reconnecting with your parents as an adult, it's just a little bit like, oh yeah, you remember you did this? No. On both sides. And I think with Crowley, she's got a little bit of like, I mean, it has like a hero worship pedestal going on there too. It's not like a true equal relationship. But with Crowley, it's kind of a thing of like, because like she knows her parents go against the grain by Keonan standards by specifically trying to like raise their kids as like elves who go outside Keonan and live like some kind of successful life with it, and that can be by a couple different standards of just like, hey, they're not going crazy by living around non-elves, and Carly's doing a whole bunch of crazy shit sometimes. So it's just kind of this thing of like, I think it's less about like because she knew a little bit about Perry's background and being the fact that like, man, kind of fucked up. You were hidden away for a fucking long time. Like my parents weren't like 100% there, but they had reasons and weird. And then now there's like this added layer to this perception of people she's never met of being like, oh, there might have been something else going on. And like the almost deicide is crazy, but it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know, I have a brother who goes to the astral sea and I don't really blink at that either. So it's kind of like this thing of like, oh shit, there's like this is gonna be like, it's like a This could be pretty crazy, but kind of glad my family's not the only very strange one. I think she has a moment where she wonders if Crowley would attempt to try to kill a god if he could. Maybe. I don't. He's pretty cool, but I don't think he'd win. Just like this, I think there's still like just a slight sense of detachment going on for her. So she's just kind of taking it a little bit in stride of just like, whoa, for real? Oh, okay, I don't really know how to handle this. I'm just, whoa.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not going to go to you, Sarah. It's knowing that all of this is going the fuck down, and Perry has knowledge now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having the time of my fucking life. You don't have to ask me shit.
But as the day winds down, I'm going to end soon, but I just need to get you guys back on the lake and across. You all go. Gala, you have much information to sit on with this castle. Dea, this was a thing of beauty. Warwick, you have so much money.
I'm gonna split it with everybody.
You have so much money, and your bird killed a woman.
Yes, and he's very proud of her.
Yeah,
He's very
Yeah.
proud of her. She did very
Gonna
well.
get her so many stacks.
it's true.
And Dea, you were a messenger, an arbiter of communication between the ones you love. You all boat across, leaving the giant statue of Calistria behind, and you make your way over, and you see a gigantic turtle sat on the beach, crunching at bones as you see torn apart elk. And then
Hey, you did it!
rush over. Hi guys,
Hello.
you managed to live.
Is this?
That's true,
Yes.
they're gone now, both of them.
It is him, Rig.
You're a new paramour.
No.
Wrong.
Both your roommates are evicted, so to speak.
Oh, thank God. Do I still have a job? Like you guys, though, giving me a job?
Yeah, if you would like to work with us, we would be happy to have you.
Is it
Looks like
hourly or
you-
salary?
Ah,
It probably would be in my. I balance the books. It would probably be on a job basis, so you would be probably given a task and then paid for the task accordingly. But if you need more economic support, I'm sure we can talk about it once we kind of slot you into a skill set. What hours are you available to work?
Oh,
skills
I
do you
can
have?
talk about that. All hours. I'm skilled at everything.
I mean, it looks
I've
like
never
you did
had
a good job
complication with a
today.
coworker.
Can you add into your resume that you won't also betray us?
Oh, yeah, that's not hard. Oh, wait, no, I can do the.
Hello?
Oh God, he's gonna spit into his hand.
He holds a hand to his chest and he looks up to you. I, Rig Gargadilli, of the Quickling clan, promise to you I will not betray you in neither word nor mind.
Oh fuck, that means a lot when it
Ooh.
comes from a fae, right, Perry? That means a lot.
As compensation for my word and mind, my peace of body, and my giving to you my speed, you must promise me compensation in the form of housing and safety.
We can do that.
Yeah.
For who do
Okay.
I make the oath?
I think Dale looks at Galilea.
God damn it! God damn it!
He can make it to me or Perry if you would rather, but you are in the chair.
I must for apologize. I cannot make a promise with one who is also Fey touched, as she is owned by another.
Hmm?
Hmm.
Oh!
Hmm.
What?
I'm s-
Your soul is touched by another. I cannot touch upon you with another Fey contract.
Galileo,
Why don't you
look
what,
at
the oath?
what does that mean?
I'm scared. Yeah.
I don't know.
What contract did you get into?
I guess.
Make the oath. Make the oath.
All right. So is that me or you, Dea?
I think so.
I
Do
can
you-
also do it with the one known as the Dryad.
Okay. Does anybody have a preference? Because if I'm going to be dealing with this paycheck, I can go ahead and do it. But I am also not particularly in need of a Fey oath, I guess.
All of you are kind of ugly, so
Yeah, I don't think he has a preference. I'm asking the other two. I'm asking
Yeah.
the peanut gallery.
Perry's like looking down at him and looks to Warwick and says, I mean, I'll take him if you don't want to.
Don't say it like that, Perry. You did a good job.
You called me ugly.
No.
Oh,
You
you
did.
did say that, didn't you? Oh, you little shit.
If you don't want to be in charge of him, I've got it, Peroshka. What? It's okay. It's fine.
If you don't want to be called ugly, get a nicer looking soul. I don't know what you want.
Soul?
I will have you know!
He said soul.
He did.
What the fuck? All right, Dea,
Okay.
go get him.
I am taking a Fey oath, I suppose. Do I have to say anything in particular? I do promise safety and also housing and also a fair wage.
You don't feel anything, but he nods his head and says, "Okay, it's done."
Do I? Can I tell if he actually just did a pact? Or if he's just acting like he did?
Rolling. I think I know what I would roll. This is my job. Yeah, he did it.
Okay, okay.
Cool. Let's hope I don't have to make any other Fey oaths. Hey, Galileo.
What
did
did
that
you
happen?
do?
I don't know.
You have a touch
what
of
do
a
you?
unicorn. What do you mean?
I have a.
Wait, what?
How
What
do
did you
you know
say?
that? How do
Because
you?
because you smell nice. And unicorns smell nice. I don't know what you want. Unicorns are naturally just pleasant to be around.
Can you
Huh.
discern the nature of the oath?
I don't know. A unicorn liked her. That's a good indicator that she's a good person. Stupid.
Oh,
Shut
No name calling.
That-
Stop that.
Oh, okay.
You have to treat your
I think
coworkers with
you-
respect.
I think yeah.
Big.
I think we'll need to run him through a
Oh.
personal
You need
resources
HR training.
course.
Yeah.
He like looks at you and he says, "I think it is in your best interest to be knowledgeable about the nature of different fae, especially how much you naturally just want to be around a unicorn. I don't know what you want from me. Unicorns are cool."
They
That was
certainly
worded better.
are. So you can tell
Thanks, boss.
because I smell nice.
You smell nice like a unicorn. Yeah, you smell like a unicorn.
Is that
The only time we were ever around a unicorn was that one really unfortunate time.
What do you mean an unfortunate unicorn? That's not very cool.
It,
You
Mm,
heard
it
a
was
unicorn?
pretty bad. Nope, we didn't do that. We did not do that.
it kind of. It's a long story, but I can tell you about it. But unfortunately, there is a local problem that is a unicorn corpse that isn't decaying and just kind of hangs out near a swamp.
His eyes look really wet now.
Yeah, it's really upsetting. I'm sorry to have to tell you about that, but I wouldn't go over there if I were you. It really sucked to be there.
want to see that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
You'll never have to see
Yeah.
it.
You'll never have
He
to.
looks
It
at
was-
you, Perry. I don't know how you could have managed looking at that. What the fuck?
The second I start thinking about it again, I start tearing up.
It's
He's
sucks.
actively crying.
Yeah, it's bad.
he holds your hand with his 3 fucked up little fingers.
She's so
Yeah,
little.
Gala, you're just stuck there like, what the fuck do you mean? And Rig and Perry are just like, oh my god, I saw the dog.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck."
Hey, so this is. I mean, I know it's really upsetting and all, but can we get to shore before he's done eating his deer?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. We just keep rowing. Also, Panini out of character. I have something to tell you guys about Rig that I found out that's really funny. He is taller than Lindsay.
Oh my god.
That's not correct. No, I thought he was really,
Oh.
really small.
I did too. That's why I needed to tell you guys. Whenever I was like, he's so tiny, he's like little, and Ash was like, he's taller than Lindsay. I'm like, no, the fuck, he's not. And then Ash
I'm
looked,
like,
and
this
he
is-
was.
I look at him and I'm like, that's like teddy bear size.
No, he's
I
like
thought-
waist height.
I thought it was like sprite sized, like.
I
I
really
see this
tiny.
image and just
Yeah, I
that's
thought it was
Rig.
real. I thought he was small,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
tiny. It could fit in your hand. That's what I thought.
I was imagining he could fit in 2 hands, but still
The thing
very
is-
small.
If you look at the official art, he does look like he could be taller than Lindsay.
Yeah, that's fair. I just didn't think about it because he sounds so itty bitty.
That's right.
He's
Yeah.
just a little guy.
Yeah, that's why he's still just looking up like, oh, pretty lady that smells like a unicorn. That's so
I know, I could not
flaky."
handle it listening to you talk while looking at that image.
It's so funny too because every time he starts flirting, now there's multiple layers of why he keeps flirting with Galilea. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like, wow, you smell like a unicorn. You must be so nice, and you're also so pretty. Wow.
Wow, he's trying to climb a tree so bad. Anyway,
He wants to so bad.
You all make your way across the river back into the hands of Luma. Rig constantly scattering, coming back. He shows you guys an acorn he found. He has many knickknacks just building on your shitty little raft.
Nice.
awesome.
And you all part and pull your boat into a carriage, and you make your way back to Luma through the gates, where you see some of your companions waiting. You see Lindsay and Tristan.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, a welcome home parade. Hello.
Hello. How is everyone?
We are covered in blood.
Yeah, I was gonna say like,
I need to take a bath before I go home. I can't.
Yeah,
The kids.
they can't see you like this.
well, you can come to the fort for it, obviously.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It could have been worse, but we managed to prevail, and truly it was a very interesting archaeological find over there. Its occupant was not who we thought it was.
No, it was not.
Rig immediately pops out, and he says, "Hello, I'm here to." He stops, and he walks off the carriage, and he goes up to Tristan,
Oh,
and he looks at him with those big old eyes. He says, "You're really handsome."
I thought you said you weren't into guys.
I thought you didn't.
Sexuality is fluid.
think-
Don't be a homophobe.
I think maybe none of you are pretty enough for him.
I think Dale looks offended in a weird way.
Harry looks pissed.
Yeah, I think, like she said, like she does say it like a little. She is trying to make a joke.
No, 100%. I'm not offended at you. I'm
Yeah.
offended at Rig. I'm like, I'm gonna
Oh.
fucking strangle this guy. Hi. Yes, this
Christy.
is our new,
Yeah.
this is our new employee, Rig Argadilly.
Tristan bows his head,
God.
and he says, "I'm afraid that I'm married to my work. It is very nice to meet your acquaintance."
Yeah.
Lindsay, looks like she's trying not to die laughing.
It's funny. It's this guy's goofy as shit.
Unfortunately, he is just like this. So,
If,
Oh, it's very fortunate, actually. I think it's quite funny.
it's very funny. If he. No, I can't make that joke. I was gonna make like an HR joke of like, I will
Oh my
put
God,
you on the
Hannah,
paper for
you're
sexual
so right.
harassment.
wait, because why is this type people who are already married to their work?
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
Hannah,
He
that's
loves a
Christina.
workaholic.
He loves
said
people
you
that want
guys
to look at
aren't-
him.
He
He
said you
knows
guys are
Day is too
workaholics.
occupied
No.
in the love
Yeah.
department.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have the. This guy doesn't have the time of day for me.
Dance card full.
Dance card full.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
don't like it when
oh.
you don't like it when people
Oh.
are interested in you, right?
Mhm.
Hilarious.
Only want what's unattainable. I hope that
People who are touched by lawful good. Continue.
I think that Day's gonna go over and talk to Lindsay and Tristan and say, I hope nothing. I hope everything was alright while we were gone. Nothing interesting happened.
Well,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You know. So I should have
Well,
expected it.
Tristan pops up and says, "Oh, it's not as Lindsay. It's not that severe." And she says, "Well, I think it's severe."
It's just
Uh,
always something
How severe
happening. It's
are we
okay.
talking?
Lay it on us.
Oh, we just have reports that there's a man wandering the woods.
What does this
Oh,
man
wait.
look like?
Man.
Yeah, what does he look like?
Yeah. What kind of man?
A dark-skinned man, close-cropped hair. He
Warren
looks-
starts being like nodding. He
Yeah.
starts nodding. He's like, yes, yes, yes. I've seen him. I've seen him.
What?
Oh, you've seen him.
I've seen him
There's
when
just-
we were right after we dealt with the hags.
when we found out about Monstera.
Yes.
Well, this aligns with what we've been told. We were told that he's been hunting trolls. We were hoping you guys could find him.
Okay. Has he
We
done
were
anything of
hoping-
note?
Killing trolls from Monstera, most notably.
Okay.
He's been. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do my Lindsay voice, but I don't want to get too loud.
Mhm.
She like nods and she says, his most notable feature is killing trolls. Apparently, he's been ruined up, so to say. We were hoping he might be able to extend his knowledge to us because we have found a recent problem.
What is
Which
this problem?
is.
We are very concerned about him right now because we just thought it was rumors and, well, thankfully Warwick knew about him, but trolls haven't been dying to fire recently.
Like they're
I'm
immune.
willing to bet anything that Monstera is doing something to them.
Wait, so getting rid of their immunities? They're not weak to fire anymore?
Yes, people
That's-
can't just burn them alive.
That's terrifying. That's like their only thing.
Well, there's also acid, but that also hasn't been working.
Okay.
Oh, and acid. Okay.
Okay, yeah, maybe this is kind of a big deal. All right, fair enough.
So he was just kind of a local legend, like a Robin Hood, essentially. So we were just wanting to make sure he was okay because if anybody is still relying on this weakness,
mhm.
they might be in danger.
He'll be good to talk to regardless if Monstera continues to be a problem, at the very least. Has there been... Where has he been seen last? Do we have a lead?
Mostly in the thickest parts of the forest. Let me pull up its name.
Hold on. Sorry, I just don't want to lie to anybody. Okay, yes. He's mostly been spotted in the Gnarlmar Arches, which you guys would know is close to where the statue of Erastil is, and, ironically, the dead unicorn.
Mm.
Okay.
So, if it's possible, we were hoping you would look into that. Harim had questions about it, but I think you need to take a shower.
You're right.
You guys kind of smell, and no offense to Grace, she's more stinky than usual.
Well, that would make sense.
Mhm. Well, we can take a moment to wash ourselves and rest a bit, and have come back together in the evening, and we can talk more.
Do you guys have anything to say to Tristian and Lindsay before we end the session and you guys run off to take a shower?
I don't think so.
Nothing serious. I think Perry would make a half-joking comment to Tristan, being like, I am in desperate need of one of our tea times as soon as possible.
We need to de-stress.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you guys go then. I think if anything, Tristan would invite you all to his house to use his myriad of herbs to clean up and remove the stench permanently.
Oh, that'd be so
Ooh.
nice. They would do that. They wouldn't even mind having to like wait in line. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
You don't think Tristian is very bothered by the smell of blood.
yeah.
But that's it. If you guys have anything you want to do, we can RP it or you can DM me. I will allow you guys to sell any of the items you're interested in. Just remember to send in to Kingmaker Chat that you are selling.
Swag.
Nice.
Swag. I'm updating our quests to-do list.
Thank you.
Nice.
Oh, thank you.
And then that's the end of the episode. Panini, if you'd like, you can cut it.
Alrighty, I'll stop the recording.